There we go. What's up, guys? When I start recording, it changed the field of view a little bit. Sunday, New Year's Day. It's 2 o'clock, and got up and actually, for the first time, stayed at home and didn't come straight into the shop, which is a first. Yesterday is the first time in years, aside from being out of town 100%, that I didn't come to the building one time at all. We went to Kentucky and ran around to some antique stores and stuff. And today we're going to head to Lowe's and go see Rogue One, I think, also in Jackson. But I got a few minutes. I'm waiting for them to get here, and I'm just going to put this dual pistol mag together for 99741. Sew this, and well, I got a couple minutes, but the guys spend so much time in business worrying about all the big shit, and not to say that you don't have to worry about it, but if you can't do the big things right away, do something. It doesn't matter a lot of times what it is you do, because it's going to have to be done anyways, but just do something. It all adds up, and all the little things become the big things. Like this mag pouch right here, for instance. I've got 6 of them in the bin to build, but if I build this one right now, that's one more order that goes out tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and that's one more order that Dakota has to ship in the morning, and that's one more order off our books, and that's one more dude that gets his shit, and that's one more guy that goes out and talks about the product he got. And while I had 15 minutes to spare, that happened, and while it looks like very little, all that adds up. It all becomes something bigger. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm changing out, switching over to black. I didn't realize I didn't have black on the machine here. That's actually why I picked this. I never even looked at the machine to see what color thread was on it. I just thought I still had black on. That Starbucks cup has a bottle of water in it with the watermelon aminos. I've been using the watermelon for probably 6 months now. It's really my favorite. You guys can time this and tell me how long it took. I don't have a timer going or anything. When I'm sewing these, I like to run one right into the next piece and then cut it, because if I'm going to cut it, it has to be cut, number one. It's got to be separated, but if I have it, I might as well just run them straight in. Not because of the thread. I don't know how much thread's on here. I'll bet you there's over a mile of thread on one of these cones. And thread's very cheap, especially the quantities we buy it in. But it's more about time of labor. Because if I cut this, I got to pull it out of the machine to cut it, and then I got to go back and cut it again to cut the thread short. So I might as well just gang it right in, chain it in, and then cut it. And I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Actually 3, because I separate it, and then I don't have to go back and cut the other 2 pieces that have the other end. And over time, that turns into hundreds of hours over the last 25 years that I didn't have to do that. What do we got here? The front and the back. See, I almost fucked that up. This is what I'm talking about right here. Separate it. Separate it. It's already done. But I'm straight lining here for some reason. Ooh, I have no tension here at all. I'm not in that casement there. So what I'm talking about is I have a straight line of thread across here. Typically, the tension pulls up and down, so it buries where the seam meets inside the material. But when it's straight lined, and you see that on a lot of rigs, if you go into nylon tactical gear places and you just look at the different brands, you will see that because there's no oversight. The people that are doing the gear, the guys selling the gear, they've never sewed it. They have no idea how it's made, so they hire some sewers, and in a hurry to get shit out in mass quantities, they just don't know what they're quality controlling. They have no idea what they're even looking at. And I've seen that on a lot of big brands. And while the gear looks like it's together and it's all fine and dandy, I don't know if you can see it right here. It's on the bottom there. This is the bottom hem. There, I can see it. I'm sure you guys can. It's just straight. And while the gear is held together up until the point it gets rubbed on a wall or something, and then it all just pulls right out of there. I'm going to pull this whole thing out, and that stitch no longer exists. The first time you get some abrasion or something on there, it just comes apart and it rips open just like a bag of dog food does. Even easier. So as fast as I put it together, I took it apart even faster. This one I'm going to go back and sew back over. Like that. If you guys go to the SOE blog, I haven't posted much there lately, but it's a portal. What it'll do is it downloads a cookie for our Amazon store, and in the next 48 hours, anything you buy from Amazon, it gives us a credit for it. Doesn't cost you anything extra, doesn't take you any other time. You just go to the SOE blog, and then anything in the next couple days you buy on Amazon, it gives us like a 1% kickback. If you like what we do and you want to support us a little bit, and you're using Amazon anyways, we appreciate that. And then I do reviews on there of products we use around the compound and stuff here. So you guys should check that out. Or if you don't like me and you're just watching this, as so many people do, they invest a lot of time in things they hate, like watching what I do. If that's the case, then and you shop on Amazon and you don't want to support us, then go to the Survival Podcast, and he does the same thing with his Amazon store. And if you fucking hate us, then give him a little kickback. That 1%, it adds up, especially on the the listener base that he has. TSP.com, I believe, is I don't remember what his Amazon is, but if you go to the Survival Podcast, you'll see a link to an Amazon, and that'll take you to his deal. And give him the credit if you don't give it to us. got an email this morning from some guy. I'm sure it was a fake email address. They said you guys are a fucking joke, or your store is a fucking joke, or something like that. And that email came through last night at 12:30 a.m. My time. So while everybody's celebrating the new year, this guy was spending his time to email me talking shit. And it's kind of amazing the time people will spend on shit that they don't like. And it used to be that a lot of those were, guys that thought they were competitors of ours. And it's still, I'm sure some of it still stems from that. Guys in this industry are wanting to be in this industry, but some of it's got to not be. It's just miserable people. Man, this machine is loud as fuck. I usually wear Beats headphones when I'm doing this. I use the Beats wireless. They sound fucking amazing. They have about a 3-hour runtime. So when they run out of power, I just walk back up to the laptop, plug them into the USB. It takes about 15 minutes to charge, and I just use a corded pair for that 15 minutes. A lot of times I'll forget about it and just wear the corded pair for hours. But it is very convenient having those wireless ones. Rather than using printed webbing for these lids, I actually make the webbing, which is what you've seen. It takes a lot more time to do it. But it 100% color matches that way. Just like the Pals webbing we make. I think it just makes a better product. It definitely looks nicer. Pop that little corner out. This is the back panel. Then I take this stiffer piece of material and put it down inside here.